In this video, I'm sharing 6 simple tips you can use to help prevent falls as you age. If you're new here, hi, I'm Vicky. I'm a former healthcare operations leader with 30 plus years of experience in healthcare administration and 40 plus years of experience caring for our aging family members. On this channel, I share our lessons learned to help you from making the same mistakes they made by not planning for aging. As we approach the first day of fall, which is September 22nd this year, I thought it'd be a really good time to talk about fall prevention and home safety. So let's dive into 6 simple tips that you can incorporate to help prevent falls as you age. First up, clear the clutter. Clutter is a major cause of tripping, falling, and loss of balance. You want to look around, make sure things are picked up off the floor, no papers, no magazines, no toys. You want to look for excess furniture that could be blocking pathways. All these things could cause someone with mobility issues or balance issues to stumble and have a nasty trip and fall. Reducing the clutter ensures that you're creating a safe environment for younger children, older adults, and people with mobility problems. 2, make simple home safety modifications. Simple things such as putting grab bars in the shower, adding non-slip mats in the tub, securing loose rugs around the house can really save you and secure your family from nasty slips and falls. And another thing about those grab bars, when we had a home safety consultation before making modifications to my in-laws' homes, one of the things that they recommended was not just installing grab bars in the shower, but also putting grab bars near the toilet for extra stability getting on and off the toilet, as well as putting grab bars near the entry and exit doors for stability, something to grab hold of while they're walking over the threshold. And while my in-laws initially poo-pooed all these, that's for old people grab bars, once they started using them, they really came to rely on them, as well as start to look for other ways that we can add them out around the house to make them feel more secure as they were navigating their home. 3, wear appropriate footwear. You don't want to be walking around on uneven or slippery surfaces with, you know, flip-flops, sandals, high heels, things that don't have any grip on them. So you want to make sure you have really comfortable and supportive shoes on that support your feet as well as your ankles. I always have an in-law story for these things. So when my mother-in-law slipped and fell in front of me in the rain, she made excuses that if she had been able to wear her go-to 2-inch high open-toed sandals with the nylon, she wouldn't have fallen. And we all know sandals, nylon, you're going to slip, you're going to fall, even more so in the rain than if you did if it was a dry condition. But that was her preservation deception sneaking in every single time we noticed something. She would try to deflect it so that we wouldn't think there was anything wrong. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. So if you're not aware of my preservation deception definition, I will link that video up above. 10 signs that your parents need help and how to have the conversation. And it'll walk you through things and signs to look for in your parents and probably even yourself, because sometimes we have a little preservation deception as well. Hey there! If you haven't already done so, now would be a good time to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. 4, get annual vision checks. I know some insurance companies may not do it annually, but it's really in your best interest because your eyes can change, especially as we start to stare at TV screens and computer screens and phone screens where you're putting a lot more stress and tension on your eyes. So getting more regular eye exams will really help you out, because if you can't see, you're prone to trip and falls. My mother-in-law, I can't tell you how many times she would read something incorrectly or not see something. And when you ask her where her glasses are, oh, they're over there, because she was so vain about wearing her glasses because she felt they made her look old. But, I don't know about you, I'd rather look old than walk into a wall. Number 5, install proper lighting. As the days get shorter, the interiors of our homes are going to get darker a lot sooner. So you want to make sure you have nice, bright lights. LEDs are really good because they're bright. They don't let off a lot of heat. And the other thing that you can consider is night lights. They're not just for bathrooms anymore. put them down your hallways, in areas that you could walk through in the middle of the night and you're not too close to a light switch where you can turn things on. They really have been a lifesaver with my in-laws, and they have so many great options now. So they have the dawn to dusk that will just automatically come on when your house gets too dark and cut off when there's more light in your house. And they even have versions now where they are motion sensing. So if somebody walks by it down a hallway, it'll trip it on and light will light the way for them. And those have been really, really helpful for my in-laws. So check it out. They're everywhere and they're not very expensive. And of course, I got an in-law story about this. So in September of 2017, my husband and I decided to change our normal routine of going to go have lunch with the in-laws to having Sunday dinner instead. So we're in and out way before the sun goes down. So this time we were there as the sun was actually starting to set. And as the sun was setting, we both actually got up and went into different parts of the house. I went to the bathroom, my husband went to the kitchen. And just as I got to the bathroom and flipped the switch, nothing, no light whatsoever. And the same thing happened to him in the kitchen. And when we met back up in the living room, we were surprised to find out that we had both experienced the same thing in different parts of the house. Turned to his dad, asked his dad where the flashlight was so he can go outside and check the fuse box. And dad let us know it's not the fuse box. And we've been meaning to replace those light bulbs for a while. And a while meant that those light bulbs had actually been out for several weeks. And they never asked us to replace them. And we've been over there hundreds of times since the light bulbs went out, but they did not want to bother us or burden us to change those light bulbs. So we said, okay, we're going to go get some light bulbs. We'll be back. My mother-in-law, no, you can do it another day. Nope, we're going to go change these light bulbs now because that house was dark. And I mean dark, dark. And it was just going to keep getting darker. So before I could ask my father-in-law, did he need any other light bulbs? He said, oh, could you also check the light in the bathroom? Because I've been shaving in the hallway. Yeah, shaving in the hallway. My husband was astonished. So we walked the house and discovered that they need a total of 22 light bulbs. 22. 2, 2. All fingers and thumbs on both hands, times 2, plus 2 more fingers. My husband was livid on the drive to the home improvement store to go get these light bulbs. And it's, it's still so funny. Sorry that I'm laughing without getting the story out. But he just looked at me and says, I can't believe this. We live 3 minutes away, 5 minutes if there's traffic. I can just see the headlines right now. Extra, extra, read all about it. Today in California, parents who were in need of 22 light bulbs found perished in their home. Their house was completely dark when the paramedics arrived at 5:30 p.m. The neighbors, who were in complete shock at the discovery. Some said because the home had been dark for weeks, they just assumed the elderly couple was away on vacation. They were completely mortified to discover the parents had no lights, but the son's home was brightly illuminated. You have to make sure that you have the lights you need. You got to make sure you're raising your hand and telling people that you need some help because that is not acceptable. And if something would have really, really happened to him, my husband would have never forgiven them, not himself, but them, because he can't fix what he hasn't been asked to fix. And that leads me to number 6. Make sure that you are communicating to your healthcare provider if something is wrong. Let's say you're walking on a flat surface in the most comfortable, supportive shoes and you find yourself tripping and falling. Or you decide you're walking down the steps and you realize, oh my God, my knee just gave out on me and that's never happened before. Have those conversations with your doctor because they'll be able to determine, is this something minor? Is this something major? And either get physical therapy or maybe it's your medications, maybe get things adjusted. But you want to make sure that you don't overlook these things because they really could be something major. For us, these little slips and falls and little trips ended up being something major. One of the common symptoms of Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and other cognitive issues is loss of mobility or issues with balance. And after my husband was able to get power of attorney and kind of force the doctor's hands, actually change some doctors to finally get diagnosis, we found out that the cause of their imbalance, their mobility issues were really from cognitive decline. So you don't want to poo poo these things or laugh them off because trips and falls are not always funny. By taking these tips in consideration, you can ensure that you enjoy a fall that's safe and secure and hopefully identify any medical issues before they progress and become a real problem. If you have any additional tips that you'd like to share, drop them in the comments below and we'll continue the discussion down there. If you're caring for aging loved ones or even for yourself, and you need tips to help you identify when they may need assistance, check out this video here where I list 10 signs to look for to see if your aging loved ones need assistance and how to have the conversation. If you made it this far with me, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you over there.